On everybody, welcome to the Wager Zone podcast, and we're back with for some UFC fight night action with Amanda Lemos versus Virna Jandiroba. This fight's going to be held in Las Vegas at the UFC Apex, and yeah, it's a low-level card. There's not that many really big names on this fights, but yeah, we're gambling degenerates, guys, and we love MMA. We bet on Cage Warriors. We bet on ACA. We bet on all different MMA organizations. So yeah, of course we're going to be betting UFC. Like, I don't care who's on a fight card, we're going to be betting UFC. So yeah, let's just get straight on into this UFC breakdown, guys. It's going to be, the first fight's going to be Muhammad Usman taking on Thomas Peterson. And this fight's going to come down to where if Thomas Peterson can take down Muhammad Usman, which I don't think he's going to be able to. For this first bet, we're going to be taking Muhammad Usman money line. The odd is set at a -120. I do think it's a good odd. This is the first thing I want to say. This is a very low-level heavyweight fight. Both of these guys are very low level. They're probably one of the worst heavyweights in the UFC division. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't think Thomas Peterson is gonna be able to take Usman down. Usman does come from a football and wrestling background, and he's very strong. Peterson's not gonna be able to get him to the floor, and I just see Muhammad Usman be able to just keep that jab out there, and it's gonna be a low-level fight where Thomas Peterson is gonna gas out after the first round, and Muhammad Usman will probably be tired by the third round comes around, but he will have a lot more of a gas tank than Peterson. And I'm going to be taking Muhammad Usman to win this fight. We're going to be betting him on the money line. I do think Muhammad Usman would probably get this knockout, either win this fight by decision or get a knockout late or about third round when Peterson is gassed out, and he just gets catches Peterson with a straight right, or even just like folds him over with a jab. So yeah, guys, give me for the first fight, give me Muhammad Usman. This next fight we're going to be getting into is going to be Luana Carolina versus Lucy Pudilova. And for this fight, we're not going to be betting actually on a person. We'll tell you who I think I'm going to be winning. But for this fight, we're going to be betting the fight to go to decision. We're going to be parlaying it with another fighter. I'll let you guys know who this going to be. But it's going to be in a 2-leg parlay. This is going to be the first leg of it. For this fight, we're going to be betting it to go to decision. It's a high favorite for this fight to go to decision. I see why. Both of these fighters don't really finish fights. And I don't think this fight's going to be finished either. I do think it's going to be a competitive fight going back and forth between them. The line is set at a -400. But we're going to be parlaying it. We're parlaying it to get that down to like a -150, a -140. So yeah, for this fight, we're going to be taking this fight to go to decision. I do think Luana Carolina is going to win this fight. And like I said, it's going to be a very, very close fight. Probably going to end up in a split decision. So if you guys do like split decision props, this could be a good time for you guys to take a split decision on either fighter, because it's probably going to be a split decision in my opinion. I'm going to be taking Luana Carolina to win this fight, but the bet I'm going to be making is this fight to go to decision in the first leg of a parlay. This fight is going to be Trey Ogden taking on local, I think it's Rozabov, and we're not going to be betting this fight. It's too much of a low-level fight for us, and I don't really have a good read on it for my opinion, but I'll just let you guys know who I think is going to win. I do think Trey Ogden is going to win this fight. I do think Trey Ogden is going to be able to stop the takedowns. He hasn't been taken down in the UFC yet, so I don't think that's going to change. Yeah, it's going to be a competitive fight. It could go either way, guys. This fight could end in a split decision as well, but I'm going to be taking Trey Ogden to win the fight. I'm not going to be betting the fight. Yeah, so that's it for this one. Trey Ogden, I think, is going to win. Not betting it myself, but let's go. Come on, let's go Trey Ogden. Let's see if he can keep this winning streak going. And not even a winning streak, guys. Let's see if he can stop takedowns. Let's keep this takedown defense 100%, because that's pretty crazy in the UFC. It's going to be Dec-Maverick taking on Dion Barbosa. And it's going to be the second leg of the parlay with the over 1.5 in the other female fight. We're going to be taking Dec-Maverick in this fight. We're going to be adding her to the second leg of the parlay. It's going to be bringing that total down. She's a -225. And if we parlay it with this fight to go to decision in the other female fight with a -400, it's going to bring that total down to a -140. And I do think that's a great odd for a 2-leg parlay. I'm very confident in Dec-Maverick in this fight. I don't see how Barbosa actually wins this fight. I think Barbosa is going to go out there, look good for maybe a first 2 minutes of the fight. As soon as she gets taken down, Dec-Maverick is going to dominate her with top control, and then probably Barbosa is going to gas out and then probably either get finished in the second or third round. I think Dec-Maverick, this is a good spot for her to get a knockout. She doesn't usually finish fights, but I do think this is a good spot for her. I think she's going to get a knockout in the second or third round, and after Barbosa gasses out. So yeah, guys, this is going to be the second leg of the parlay with the over 1.5 in the Luana Carolina fight and Dec-Maverick money line. Just parlay that together, it's going to come out to a -140. It's going to be a pretty close fight in my opinion with Brian Keller versus Cody Gibson. I'm going to be betting Cody Gibson money line. The line I got is a -190. It's going back and forth at the moment. I saw -190. I took the bet earlier in the day, and then now I looked at it and it's at a -200. So I think the line is going back and forth where some people see Brian's going to win this fight. Some people think it's Cody's going to win this fight, but I'm one of those people that I'm a big Cody Gibson fan. like betting on people that's gonna fight for your money. Like people are like gonna go out there and be a dog. Where this is gonna be probably a barn burner fight where they're gonna be throwing some hands, some takedowns back and forth. Where Brian Keller has his nickname is Boom. Like he hits pretty hard and he has a really good guillotine choke. But I just think the pressure and the pace that Cody Gibson is gonna be throwing at him, I think it's gonna be too much for him to handle. And so that's why, guys, for this bet, we're gonna be taking the money line on Cody Gibson. This next fight is going to be I think it's Zhengyong Lee versus Haider Emil. We're not going to be betting this fight either, in my opinion. I just think it's going to be a very close fight. I don't know who's going to win, but I'm going to be picking Haider Emil just for my pick. I do think Haider Emil is going to go out there and be able to secure some takedowns and just hold top pressure. Probably a boring fight where he ends up winning the fight by decision just by getting some takedowns and controlling the top. But yeah, like I said, I'm not going to be betting this fight. I do think it's a very close fight. I don't have a good read on it myself, who I think is going to win. So yeah, whoever you guys think is gonna win, just let me know in the comments if you guys have an opinion on this fight. I don't have an opinion. I mean, I have an opinion. I do think Haider Emil is gonna win this fight, but I don't have a bet to give you guys on this one. So yeah, guys, Haider Emil I think is gonna win. Bet at your own risk on who you guys think is gonna win, but I do think it's gonna be a close fight. This next one is gonna be actually another really good fight in my opinion, where Doo Ho Choi is taking on Bill Algeo. For this fight, we're gonna be betting Bill Algeo. We're gonna be taking his money line. I got him at a -170 earlier. I don't know what the line is right now. I haven't taken a look at it. But we like both of these fighters, to be honest. I like Doo Ho Choi and I like Bill Algeo, but I just think Bill Algeo is going to be able to get the takedowns, and his gas tank, he just can keep going and go forever. Where Doo Ho Choi actually showed some very good promise when he came into the UFC when he was young, and then he had to go on his South Korean mandatory military, and since he's come back, I don't think he looks the same. I don't think he actually has like the same well, I don't know how to put it. I don't think he just doesn't look the same. He doesn't look like he wants it as much anymore. And yeah, like I said, I just think Bill Algeo is just the pace he's going to be putting on, the cardio he has, his takedowns he's going to be throwing. He's going to be throwing some strikes as well. And I do think he's going to honestly pretty much go out there and win this fight by unanimous decision, probably a 30-27. Doo Ho Choi is pretty good. Doo Ho Choi has some great striking, so I could see Doo Ho Choi possibly winning this fight, where he could land some strikes on Bill Algeo and maybe getting the knockout. But yeah, I just think Bill Algeo is going to be a better wrestler and have the pace and the cardio to win this fight. So yeah, guys, give me Bill Algeo the money line on this one. Next fight is going to be Cody Durden taking on Bruno Silva, and this fight's almost a pick'em. It's very close. I got Bruno Silva at a slight underdog play at a +105. But yeah, it's going back and forth. It's a pick'em. Like I said, I'm taking Bruno Silva in this fight. I think Bruno Silva is going to end up probably just catching Cody Durden for some hard shots in the first round, and then in the second round, maybe even getting the fight by a submission. I do think he's going to finish this fight. I don't think it's going to decision. I'm not a big Cody Durden fan, so it might be a little biased on me, where I just don't like Cody Durden. I don't like how he fights, so I do like Bruno Silva. So I'm going to be betting Bruno Silva in this fight, the money line on him. I do think he gets a finish in this fight. I do think he gets a submission. If I had to pick what kind of submission, I probably gets a guillotine choke, or maybe takes his back, gets a rear naked choke on Cody Durden. But yeah, I do think this is going to be another really good fight. Good odds on this. I got him at a +105. I've seen other lines that had him as a favorite at or pick him at a -110, or him as a favorite at -120. But yeah, whatever line you guys got, we're taking Bruno Silva on this one, guys. This one is going to be Kurt Holobaugh taking on Kaynan Kruszewski. And for this one, we're going to be taking this fight in a 2-leg parlay. We're going to be taking the over 1.5. I do think this fight's going to be at least getting into the probably the third round. I don't know who's gonna win this fight. I don't have a good read on who's gonna win the fight, but I do know both of these guys. They both like to wrestle. When they do strike, it's not really like powerful, heavy shots. So, like I said, I do think this fight could go to the decision. But just get us on the safe side, just so we can win some money, because we're all here about safe bets and winning some money. We're gonna be taking the over 1.5. We're gonna be parlaying on a 2-leg parlay. I'll let you guys know who we're gonna be parlaying it with. But yeah, the over 1.5 line is for this fight set at a -250, and yeah, I'll let you guys know who we're gonna be parlaying it. But yeah, the over 1.5 is what we're taking for this fight. It's going to be Steve Garcia versus Sung Woo Choi, and we're going to be taking Steve Garcia. We're going to be taking his money line. I like Steve Garcia, guys. Recently, he's just been looking really well. He's just putting together his his striking has been looking really crisp lately, and especially against a guy coming up against Sung Woo Choi that actually has some really crisp striking as well. But we see with Choi, his chin is not all the way there. It is susceptible to getting knocked out from getting caught with the hard strike. And I do think Steve Garcia has some bombs he be throwing at you. Like if you guys see that fight with Chase Hooper, Chase Hooper is one of those guys that takes some hard shots and he doesn't go down really easy. But Steve Garcia went in there and just folded him and just hit him so hard. See, when Steve Garcia hits you, he hits you with everything he has. So I do think Steve Garcia is going to be winning this fight by knockout. I think Sungwoo Choi doesn't have the chin to be to withstand the punches that he's going to be getting hit with. I do think Sungwoo Choi has a skill to keep up with Steve Garcia, but I just think one of those shots are going to land and he's going to end up getting knocked out. So we're going to be taking the Steve Garcia money line. I do think Steve Garcia wins this fight via knockout. So yeah, guys, give me Steve Garcia for this one. This is the main event. It's going to be Virna Jandiroba taking on Amanda Lemos. I do think, in my opinion, Virna Jandiroba is going to win this fight. I do think she's going to win this fight probably via submission later on in the rounds, probably by the fourth or third round where she gets a submission. I just don't think Amanda Lemos has the grappling. She hits really hard and she doesn't really have the takedown defense to stop the fight. And where you see someone like Virna Jandiroba, everyone she fights, she ends up taking them down. I think almost every single fight she's been into. I don't quote my stats on that, but you guys can go look this up. I do think it's true. Where every single fight she has had in the UFC, she has at least taken the fighter down. And I don't think Amanda Lemos has a good takedown defense, and she just doesn't really know what to do on the floor. So I do think Virna Jandiroba is going to end up winning this fight via submission, probably in the later rounds. But the bet we're going to be making on this fight, where it's going to be the second leg of the other parlay, where we're going to be taking the over 1.5 on the total for this fight too. I do think this is a good spot for this one too as well, because the line seems pretty good. The line is set at a minus 270 at the moment. I do think the fight at least gets into the third round. Either fighter could finish this fight maybe in the later rounds, where Virna Jandiroba could get caught and knocked out by Amanda Lemos, or like I said, I do think Virna Jandiroba is going to end up winning this fight via submission, but it's not going to be happening in the first 2 rounds. So that's why I do think this is a safe play. When we parlay those two things together, they come out to a minus 105, and yeah, I think that's a great line where it's a pretty safe bet in my opinion, where both fights I think are going to be going to decision or going to be finished in the third round. And the over 1.5, all we need is the second round to start. 2.5 minutes pass by and boom, we catch our bets, guys. So yeah, that's gonna be the second leg of the parlay, the over 1.5, and this one as well. And yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for the UFC fight night. Yeah, we're gonna have 7 bets for the night. Let's go 7-0. Hopefully we win all our bets. It's gonna be really hard to go 7-0 for this fight card. I'm just let you guys know right now, because there's a lot of lower level fights. We don't have a lot of the big names, but hey, it's gonna be a great fight card, guys. Come back every single week. Go check out our Cage Warriors 174 bets if you guys want to bet on that early in the morning before this fight card comes on. Like the video, subscribe to the page, comment on the page. Let me know if you guys have any best bets or any bets you guys are going to be taking in this one, or any information you guys can give me that you guys think that you can give me on fights that I'm not going to be betting. So yeah, guys, just come back every single week. I'm going to be here trying to making guys money, all MMA, soccer. We're going to be getting some baseball and basketball when they come back in, when basketball comes back in later on in the season. So yeah, guys, I'm out of here.